Good day, grade 10s. This is Sarah van Grinnan, aka Mr. VG here, and it is an amazing day to do mathematics. I'm so excited to do this chapter with you about trigonometry and specifically this video about trig equations. Something that is a lot of times, kids struggle with. But how does trig equations look specifically in grade 10? Well, here's a few examples. Here they are. You've got a trigonometric equation, but now you're trying to solve that x. Now, what does the x represent in this case? An angle. Remember that. It represents an angle. For grade 10, ladies and gents, you have to remember there is a restriction. The restriction is the angles must lie between 0 and 90 degrees. Please, this is only for grade 10. Grade 11, we're going to throw that away and we're going to solve for x in any magnitude of angle. So please, for grade 10, remember the angle must lie between 0 and 90 degrees. So let's look at a basic example. Sine of x equal to a half. What does it mean? Well, remember that sine of x represents a ratio between an opposite and a hypotenuse side in a triangle. So in other words, if I draw a right angle triangle like that, my opposite is 1, my hypotenuse is 2. But now the question is, which angle would give a sine value of a half? Now here I'm going to use one of the previous videos, the special angles. Remember those special angles. If I look at them, which special triangle or special angle gives me a value of a half? So in other words, the opposite is 1, the hypotenuse is 2. Well, that's 30 degrees. In other words, x must be 30 degrees because sine of 30 is equal to a half if I look at that specific triangle. Now, what if I don't want to use special angles? Or if I'm lazy, I want to use my calculator. Well, what's going to happen in that case is I'm going to introduce you, or you must know about what we call the arc-sine functions. Now, arc-sine, you guys in class might refer to it as shift sine, second function sine, sine to the negative 1. But what we are looking for is x that is inside the sine box. So in other words, think about x as if it is inside a present, underneath a Christmas tree, and you want to get to that present, that inside. That's what we're looking for. That is the x. While the sine function is the box. So in other words, to unwrap the box, we are going to use the arc-sine function. Or, as you guys most probably write it, the sin to the negative 1 of a half. Now, there is a reason why I use arc-sine, because mathematically speaking, that's the correct one. But most of you would rather use just sin to the negative 1 or shift sin. It's not really a math function, but let's leave it there. If you take your calculator and you put in shift sin of a half, you get 30 degrees. But it's the same as we got previously. So the calculator just makes life easier. Let's have a look at another example. Cos of x equal to 1/3. Still a very easy one because my function is already isolated. Cos x is alone. So I want to unwrap the present. So in other words, that x is my inside. That's what I want to get to. The box is cos. So let's unwrap it. x is going to be cos to the negative 1 of a third, or arc cos of a third. Put that in your calculator and you get 70,528 degrees, or 70,53 rounded off to 2 decimals. Let's try another one. What if I'm giving you 4 cos x minus 1 equal to 0? Now I've got a bit of an issue. My box, my present, is not alone under the Christmas tree. So first I've got to isolate my cos x. I want to isolate the box. So I'm going to transpose the negative 1 and it's going to become plus 1. It's still, the box is not alone under the Christmas tree. So I'm going to divide by 4, which leaves me with cos x equal to 1/4. This, now I can go over to my second step. So step 1 is isolate my function. Step 2 is unwrap that box. Break it open by taking the arc function on the other side. So if I put this in my calculator, I get 75,52 degrees. Now, what did I forget? The purple one. What did I forget? There should be a degree sign because it is a degree. Remember your units, ladies and gents. This is as simple and as easy as solving functions or equations. Now please, we are going to go into more depth in the next video, so please tune in for part 2 of solving trig equations. This is Mr. VG signing out. Cheers.